Welcome back, everybody. Look, we're going to get right into it, man. So yesterday in Shreveport, Louisiana, if you haven't heard, a terrible tragedy happened where 8 people were unalived. 8 of them were children, ranging from the ages of 1 to 14 years old. And this is sad. It's a tragedy. It's a bad situation to be in or even hear about. And prayers go to the families that are suffering from this situation, and prayers to the young ones that lost their lives. And it's just crazy. Out of the 8 kids, the person that unalived them was the father of 7 of them. It's very sad, man. And out of the 8 kids, the ages range from 1 to 14. And the suspect was father to 7 of those kids. And they're saying that it's a domestic dispute, and it got, real hot and heated or whatever. And, eventually the father did what he did to the kids, and it happened around 6 a.m. they saying. And the suspect, I guess they got into an argument or something like that. Who knows? But as far as we know now, we don't know the suspect's name or anything like that. But he committed the heinous act. He left, ended up carjacking a random person, and ended up going on a high-speed chase. And the cops got on him and took him out, as they should, because this is sick, man. This is very sad. This is sick. And I couldn't even fathom, when I woke up and seen it on Instagram, and I was like, what? It's just kids, 8 kids. That is, man, it's sadistic. And like I said, it's prayers to the family, prayers to the kids, rest their souls. And, hopefully everybody that's affected by this, family and non-family, can get through this and find a way or have a strong support system to where they can recover slowly but surely in the right way and heal. You know what I mean? But I seen it, and it's just really crazy, man. And hopefully you guys do some more research on it and check it out and see, for yourself what actually happened. But my opinion, I'm just there's some real evil in this world. And there's some people that's out here that will snap in the blink of an eye and do the most heinous things, even to their own offspring, all because disagreement or something like that. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know the whole gist of it and what was said in between this domestic dispute, but who knows? Regardless, I don't care. Let me just stop. I don't even care what was said. It doesn't warrant the thing that you did to your own children, or let alone anybody else. There's no reason to be in a situation or a relationship where you feel like you got to put your hands on somebody, let alone your children, let alone taking them away from this earth. You know what I mean? So I can't be on one side. I just got to speak how I feel. It's real. It's bad. It's very, very bad. And he's no longer here. I'm not going to say he's not going to be missed, but what goes around comes around. But I honestly think, him not being here, he got the easy way out. I feel like he should have been, I know they had to do what they had to do, but I'm saying in the perfect world, he should have been able to stay here and suffer for what he did and think about what he did. You know what I mean? And I don't know where we go after this, but hopefully he's paying for it. Because to do that to your children, anybody, any individual, but I'm just saying, it's the fact that it's children that make it that much worse, because they didn't even get a chance to live their life. They didn't get a chance to be an adult or, go on their first date or experience anything, adulthood, their first home, their first car, prom, anything. 1 year old to 14 is crazy. And I can't understand it. And nobody can make me understand it, So as far as this story goes, it's brand new and it's unfolding as we go along and get through the weekend and starting this new week. I'm just like, this is wild, man. I don't get it. And yeah, I'm at a loss of words. But yeah, so Shreveport, Louisiana, this happened, and the father, you know, even the mother too. I forgot to add, yeah, she was one of the victims. She was hit too with intentionally, but she survived. And it's just crazy, the whole situation. Think about how she feels and what she got to go through. And just listen to me. Let's say they did argue. Let's say she was wrong. Let's say she cheated. So what? You know what I'm saying? I don't care. There's nothing in this world that a person could have done to another person to make him react the way he did. It's unforgivable. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people out here in this world. They say, you know, you see these tragedies and people be like, you know, I forgive him. I forgive you. And I just pray and I forget. Man, look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think I got that in me. I'll never forgive you ever. You know, I want you to suffer. And I know I sound bad. I don't sound bad. I sound like me, because I don't have that in my heart to forgive you if you did something like that. God forbid. But I'm just saying, that's how I feel. You got to suffer, man, because you don't get off scot-free. You don't get forgiveness. But I know they say you should forgive and forget. Nah, not in certain situations. You got to get that work. You got to get what comes back to you. But, you know, prayers to the mom and a speedy recovery. I don't know her condition exactly, but let's hope and pray that she can recover, and physically and mentally, spiritually, every way. So hopefully all her family, which I think they are, you know, supporting her. I know the neighborhood is, if you haven't seen the news articles and stuff like that and the TV clips. But yeah, it's very sad, very unfortunate, man. But it's brand new, and that's all I really got for it. And we just gonna get into the second and last topic. All right, man. So we back with the second and final topic. This is gonna be a quick video, and it's very like down and it's real, but it's like, it's crazy the world we live in. Anyway, so in Oklahoma City, a principal, a high school principal, he was crowned prom king. And the reason he was crowned prom king is he stopped a mass, you know what, in a school. And there's video of him. I guess it was another student coming in armed, trying to harm other kids in the school. And you can see in the video, he restrains the student and ended up getting shot behind that. And he saved the whole school from, you know, another one of these mass, you know, shootings. Basically, you know, I'm trying to be within YouTube guidelines and things like that without saying the specific word, but that's all that's all I really can say. And, you know, shout out to him. His name is Kirk Moore, you know, and that's the definition of a hero in my eyes. You know, he put his own life on the line to save his school, and those kids not even his. You know, and I gotta applaud that, because it takes a real individual to act first and then think later. You know, like he jumped right into action, took the kid down, took one for the team, and still held him and restrained him and got him under control until the cops or whatever got there. So we support you and we thank you for, you know, your courage and your sacrifice, because, you know, God forbid he got through what would have happened. You know, is in today's society, especially in the United States, like this is a reoccurring thing. And, you know, they're changing the laws and things like that. We're trying to, but I don't know where. I think it starts in the home, if you ask me. You know, being connected with your child and finding out things they're into, and, you know, knowing what social clubs they join in and things like that. You got to at least try. You know, you don't slap a phone or a computer in front of their face and let them be, you know, because that's not a teacher. You know, it's a tool, and you got to teach your children how to use tools, in my opinion. And, you know, I'm not saying that happened in this incident. It could have been, you know, family trauma or some things like that. But still, you know, like, well, if he's in that situation, I get that he doesn't have a way to vent as a kid. You know, you think all is lost, especially when your parents like not really messing with you like that. But to stay on subject, you know, shout out to the principal for doing what he did. And without you, who knows what had happened. But because of you, lives were saved. You know, lives can be lived, dreams can be fulfilled, kids can be created, legacies can be made, and happiness can continue on because of you. So, you know, I just want to say thank you and great job at what you do. And you deserve to be crowned prom king. And in the video, you can see they celebrating and stuff like that. You got to think, when I watched the video, I was like, just think like all the kids that's in the video clapping for him. God forbid if he didn't get them, some of those students that you see in that video wouldn't even be there to celebrate that moment. Sorry. You know, it's like, damn, like, you know, he like, you know, you ever seen Final Destination where death is trying to, you know, he has a map and then the person interrupts the map and things like that. Like he interrupted the map and created that reality to where those kids are there celebrating that prom versus them being, you know, without saying it, you know. So I just think like that sometimes. And it's very, very nice to see somebody do some good for once. But yeah, this has been a, you know, a different episode with some news that's not so good but so good at the same time. But we'll be back. We're gonna keep this one short and we'll check in next time. So peace out.